Going a little bit round there. I think I'm mad talking to myself. About as sharp as a butter knife. So guys, welcome back to the channel here at Gweek House, and today and yesterday I've started to renovate my old shed come bird photography hide with the little shutters at the front and the little trapdoor at the bottom. I've had this little hide for probably, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years now, and the roof's felt's gone, so I've got some new felt to replace. Got some new battens to put around the edge, a new little sun hood area, sort of a recess coming out to stop the lens barrels getting wet, refurbing the inside, giving it a clean out, hoover out, repainted it yesterday, and now stripped it back. Paint's nice and dry. I've got some new hinges to go on the doors. I've got some new brackets as well to go up for the actual overhang that comes out. I'm going to get a new scrim net as well. This is the old one, which is kind of knackered, and it's all kind of falling apart a little bit, so I just need to tart it up a little bit more just to make it that much more presentable and better weatherproofing for the coming sort of autumn season for the bird feeding station here. The roof, I think I just got there in the nick of time, so I've been to Screwfix today, bought some bits, so going to get on and get it done. It was a bit tricky yesterday getting behind, and it's rotten a few panels at the back, so I need to replace those. So we want to get it to back where we were before. So this is the hide here, so we give it a nice little paint. As you can see there, it's going a little bit round there. I've got a new solar light to go on. Door's been painted, got new latches, new brackets to go on. This is the view from the front. The girls are helping me down here. Yep, and there's the lower portion there, just for, I need an extra hinge on there that's come off. So I need to put those on. And that's the lower viewing port there, just for shooting out the bottom. If we've got anything coming round to the feeding station this side. Yeah, I'll go into a bit more later on, but today is Hide Resurrection Day. Managed to salvage most things, make it quite cheap. Just bought some new felt as well, which is only 30 quid. So it's all roughly, this build's going to cost probably about sort of 80 quid to revamp it. And if I left it go too long, it would pretty much be rotten through, and I'd have to then buy another one or build another one there as well. It's on a hexagonal base filled with chippings, and I've got a nice little area out here when it's usually a bit clearer, filled with wood chips, so I can just sit out front as well. Going to revamp all that, get it looking good. So stay tuned for the Hide Resurrection build. So this is the extension that comes out the front over the viewing ports where I poke the lens out through to give it a bit of protection. This is an old bit of scrap wood from an old wardrobe. I'm just making use of what I've got. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm no DIY guru, by the way. So this is all a bit sort of just throw together and off we go. So yeah, it's nice to make use of what you got. This is a little bit of protection. I'm probably going to put some felt over the top of this, some of the roofing material, just to give it a bit of added protection, a little bit of coat of paint just in there, just in case the other one rotted through. It's quite a weight there, but I've got two really good brackets to go on. Yeah, get this hide looking good. All the best it can, should I say. It's nice to reuse some old stuff. This was going to go to the tip, so kind of good. They're making use of it. Some paint as well I've had here, seems to be pretty good actually. It's probably about 5 or 6 years old, certainly been in the garage since I've been to Canada, so yeah, it does the job. Could do like a camo pattern on this, but I can't be bothered with that. I'm just gonna leave it. As is, just to give it a little bit of protection really. And you can't beat this being outside. Oh, dog's here. Go away you, because you're going to get all paint on you. This is Luna. Call her Luna Nuna because she's a lunatic. Wait, what are you doing? She's crazy, this dog. Absolutely off her head. Wait, no, away, look. Come on. You're going to get covered in paint. So my wife's inside decorating the boy's new bedroom. Well, his old bedroom, but redecorated in a space theme. So Sarah, if you can see me on the camera, I'm not sure if you can. Sarah is the painter and decorator. I am shocking at painting, as you can probably see. Not even sure if these brush strokes are like the way they're supposed to be, but just slap some paint on, man. That's all I need to do. Let that dry for a little bit and then come back and do the other side. Right, more jobs. So just getting all the old roof nails out. Probably going to reuse some of these. Otherwise it could end up being a weak spot on the roof and the nail penetrates the roof felt. So I don't think this roof has got like years left in it, but it's that cheap stuff. But end of the day, it's a bird hide, and it's not just for photography. It's also for watching the birds as well, with a cup of tea and a cake or something. Got to make sure no one's coming up and down the lane. I think I'm mad talking to myself. To be fair, I am a little bit. Sometimes. Yeah, I certainly don't want to lean on this too much. We've got such a dry spell at the minute. We want to get this roof on, get it protected, and I can work out the inside then. Yeah, the roof is certainly in places is a bit dodge. I'm trying to stick to a £100 build on this to redo it. And if I start putting new panels on, I'm just going to increase that. It's just rotting around the edges a little bit, but it is what it is. Maybe look forward to a beer at the end of the day if I achieve this, which would be good. But yeah, the battens here that go underneath the frame of the window have all gone and rotten off. So I've got some makeshift tree stakes that I had. I'm going to use those and hopefully that'll work. Right, back to it. I really should have got another sawing screw fix because this one's had it. About as sharp as a butter knife. Still, it'll have to do. So I've just put a bit of battens underneath just to fasten this down to, so when the felt comes down I can wrap it underneath. It's a little bit dodge on the edge, but I'm going for a low budget option on this one. So these are just some old tree stakes that I had, which I've now used. So it'll do the job, that's the main thing. And the rest of it looks good. And that bit will tucked away with the protection of the felt on top. So it'll be nicely weatherproofed from there. So should do the trick. Had a spot of lunch, nice Cornish pasty and a sweet chilli sausage roll from Gear Farm. Absolutely amazing. And I've pretty much finished getting the roof felt on. So usually I put 2 panels and then put a mid section on top with equal sides to create a nice little apex, just because it's such a small shed, doesn't really need it. So I've just got to tidy up now, put the fascias on this side and that side and tuck this in underneath, and then we're going to put on the actual anti-rain hood there, which stops the rain coming down on the lens barrels if the rain's coming in, because we've got quite a big canopy opening now where we've lost a few trees and this oak is dead. So the rain's going to fall right on there, so we need a bit of runoff. So we're probably going to leave a lot of this and then put this onto the, effectively put this onto the hood there, and it will roll off there with another section over the top and tuck it underneath. That's the idea. But it's going to go around now and put the fascia boards back on, put another coat of paint on the hood at the front, and yeah, but it's looking pretty good. So just tying in the felt now, getting that sorted, and meanwhile, because I'm waiting for the battens to dry, because I've painted those both sides, and then I need to place those off and then trim the excess felt off. But just putting on some new brackets at the doors, they rusted out, so I've got a couple here, T-hinge brackets with some screws, so we'll whack those on, maybe paint over the top of that. There's a little catch just to keep door open, just to give that a bit of protection there, and then get those on. Probably going to get a new latch on there as well, because that one, I think that one pulls off, something decent on there. And then we can put the battens on, trim the excess off, and once I've done that, then I can work on the front cover, rain cover at the front, and hopefully we'll be able to get that fixed. We've got some rather large brackets here, so to put that on, so they'll stick out the front, piece of wood over the top. These are really quite heavy duty. They need to be pretty good, because that board is quite heavy, and hopefully the shed frame will take it. But yeah, they're to go on soon, and yeah, just a few finishing touches, but yeah, going well. I like screwing them in the old school way, because I've been using the drill, and it's the heads on these screws easily get threaded, so I'm just doing it this way so I can put more pressure on and just control it a bit better, because that's just drill is just cutting them up. So it's all exercise at the end of the day. My son often plays hide and seek with his mates. Occasionally goes in here and does stuff in the hide. There's like some cables and stuff in it, and they pretend it's some sort of nerve centre or something. So you have to lock it. Spoil the fun. No, not really. These screws are likely to be a bit long and go through the door onto the other side, so I'm going to make sure that they're sheared off so I don't skewer myself. But I've lifted the door up a little bit, that's why there's little flaps over the top, because if there's a gap the door would drop down. So I'm hoping to replace the hinge at the bottom there, and then paint over that, and that'll sort of disappear. Give that some protection. Probably should put some wood filler in over the top of that, but we'll see. So guys, just working on the front section now. I've just refelted the front portion just to give some protection from the lenses when the rain's coming down. I've put 2 supports that side. I'm going to slide this in now underneath that, slot it in there, and then fix that underneath with the screw holes, and then run this over the top so the rain runs off and down. So that should create a nice little protection area there for the lenses and from the weather coming in. Even though it's pretty well sheltered in here, I still have had rain coming in. So I've used to go all the way to the edges, but this plank is just, haven't got a proper saw to cut it down to proper length, but it is actually just meets sort of that side to that side, so just enough. But go install that now and get this portion sorted. So guys, all connected. This is good to go. So we've got that all sorted, all tied in, and I've used a staple gun underneath just to tie that in, and just gives that little bit of protection. Now I'm going to put the battens on the side, tie that all in, cut all that off, trim it, make it look a bit neater. And then that's pretty much it for this. I'm going to paint this little decking area out front, replace some of the broken, rotten bits on there, and just de-weed this a little bit, leave the ferns here. Yeah, pretty pleased. Resurrecting the old shed hide. So yeah, quite pleased. It's pretty sturdy, it's going nowhere. Happy days. So now just fitted the battens on the top. Now just have to cut all that out now underneath with my not so sharp blade. Just like that. There we have it. That side is now done. Got a little bit of tidying up to do there, but I might just push that underneath. So it's just up underneath, so it's not letting any insects too much in there. Get damp bits. Get in there, just push that up, just into that apex. So, all done now. That's the hide then revamped. Got a few little finishing touches left to do, but today put new felt on the roof, repainted all the battens, put a new rain deflector there from the front of the lens, so we don't, when the rain comes down, we don't get any wetness on the lens. I've ordered a new bit of scrim to put at the front so we can pop the lenses through. I've got to do a little bit inside, got to do a bit of hoovering in there, bit of flooring, titivation, bit of new carpet, and I've got to fix a couple of hinges on the lower viewing port there as well. But repainted the door, so I'm all good to go. Main thing is new felt, new battens around here, new front. I've got a new light as well in there as well. Got a battery in there with the battery backup, everything else, got USBs, just all good to go. And this hide's only used by me and maybe a couple of my mates anyway. So really pleased. Got to repaint this, refill that with wood chip-ins, do a bit of weeding around there, and that's it. So probably today, I think it cost me 76 quid. So to revamp it. So all in all, not bad. Also rejigged the door as well, so it's a bit more level now. Put new hinges on the door on the opposite side. I've got a new catch to go on as well. So yeah, that's it. The home photography bird hide is complete. Just a few little more things just to put on there, but we'll do plenty of photography here throughout the autumn and winter. But thanks for tuning in, guys. If you've got any questions, please leave them in the vlog description below. But it's been a pleasure out in the fresh air, serenaded by a wood pigeon, and I think there's a singer on down the pub in the village echoing away, and my son is down there with a Nerf gun. I think he wants a bit of a Nerf fight, so I best pack the rest of the kit away and we're done. But as I said, thanks very much for watching. If you don't subscribe to the channel and you fancy giving the channel a watch and subscribe, please, it'd be great. It's a new channel as well, so click the like button, leave us a comment if you would, even if it's just a thumbs up. It'd be much appreciated. So lots more coming from the channel here at Gweek House. But have a great weekend wherever you are, and we'll see you for the next one.